wish. We call that self-interest of the highest kind. Wishing to be the manager, the ruler, wishing to be presiding over many people. Here was the answer. Be faithful when the amounts are small. Be faithful when there's just a few. Be disciplined when there's only a few. That starts to entitle you to someday be ruler over many. You say, well, if I had a big organization, you know, I'd really run it with a strong hand and I'd be a fabulous leader. But I've only got a few and I don't know where they are. See, that's not going to work. If you wish to preside over riches, you must start when the amounts are small. Someone says, oh, if I had a fortune, I'd really take good care of it, but I've only got a paycheck. I don't know where it goes. See, not knowing where it goes disqualifies you now for presiding over the fortune. We've all heard that, right? I don't know where it all goes. Do you ever hear that expression? Oh, we'd love to have you run the company. You don't know where it all goes. Somebody says, it just gets away from me. Oh, we'd love to have you run the world, right? It just gets away from you. Somebody says, it's only pennies and it's only a few. Here's where you begin to qualify for abundance and riches and greatness and respect, is to be disciplined when the amounts are small. Someone finds it unique, right, that this many people would come and hear what I've got to say for a whole weekend, but this is not where I started. I started with just a few, but I was so on fire with the few, trying to translate for them in my awkward ways back then. What had happened to me? My life got changed, my income got changed, my health got changed, everything got changed for the better. And now I've lived the most extraordinary life, but it started with my passion for just a few, to translate for just the few. Someone says, well, there's just a few here, you know, does this meeting matter when there's only a few? And the answer is yes. Jot this down. You never know who's in the audience, whether it's a few or 1,000 or whatever. But you got to be faithful when there's just a few. Tell your story when there's just a few. Be just as passionate about ideas that can change someone's life when there's just a few. Now you begin. You're not fully qualified, but you begin the qualification to someday speak to many. Someday preside over a vast crowd. Someday be the manager or the leader of millions. It starts in those early days to deserve it. Now, jot this down. Also give yourself a chance to change. Some things I held on to that I thought this was it, this was it. I'm telling you, after a while I gave it up, found out it wasn't it. So give yourself a chance to change. Refine your philosophy. Refine your direction. If you'll give yourself a chance to do that, here's what will happen down the road a ways. A new door will open that you haven't discovered before. Give yourself a chance to change. Reevaluate. Okay. So let your library be a testimonial of your dedicated interest in accelerated personal development, that you will read whatever you have to read, you will hear whatever you must hear, and you will watch and see whatever you must see in order to make your life refined and worthwhile and achieve all of your purposes. That's what I want this stopping station to be these 3 days. Just to come here and sit for a while and listen and ponder and take notes and work hard and see if you can't absorb, get all that you possibly can here so that it will start to refine your life even before you get on an airplane and fly back to wherever you came from, before you get in your car. Now, I want to get busy on the first couple of subjects for today. Everybody that's okay, say I'm okay. Here's the first subject that I found so interesting I want to share with you. Then I want to talk about personal development, the subject that I started listening to age 25 that revolutionized my whole life, from my mentor, Mr. Earl Schoaf. Here's an interesting subject. Just jot it down now. It's called Enlightened Self-Interest. Enlightened self-interest. It's a fascinating study to study the idea of self-interest. But just make this note, all of us, have self-interest. The key is for it to be enlightened so that everybody wins and no one loses. Our first interest is to survive. What does it take to survive? Our second interest is to succeed. What does it take to succeed? What does it take for me personally to survive and to succeed? Can I legitimately be interested enough in the things that help me both succeed and survive? And here's what I discovered. The answer is yes. It's possible to exercise self-interest, but to do it in such a way that no one loses, everyone benefits. Key phrase: life was not designed to give us what we need. Life was designed to give us what we deserve. We do not reap a harvest in the fall because we need it. We reap a harvest in the fall because we deserve it. Not necessarily from a moral standpoint. Of course, there are some moral laws as well, spiritual and moral laws. But just the basic laws that simply say, if you wish to reap, you must plant. So jot this down. Reaping is reserved for the planters. And the reason they reap is because they deserve it. They're the planters. They deserve to reap. Interesting Bible phrase that says, if you keep knocking, you'll find open doors. Good phrase to jot down. If you keep knocking, you'll find open doors. Doors of opportunity. Doors of a chance to meet someone. Doors open for association. Doors open to find someone special. Doors open to find a unique business colleague. If you keep knocking, the phrase says, doors of opportunity are open to those who continually knock. So we don't find open doors of opportunity because we need them. We find them because we deserve them. Only those who knock deserve to find an open door. But the promise is, if you continually knock, you'll find doors of opportunity. It says, if you search, you will find. So make the note, it's good. Finding is reserved for the searchers because they deserve it. Now, at first they may have needed it, but they now know that just needing it is not sufficient. But if they need it, now they must qualify for it. The reason why you're going to be blessed with good ideas this weekend is because you've come searching. You've gotten on an airplane to come searching. You got in your automobile to come searching. You got here searching. Now you're ready to receive. And for those who search, they will find answers. They will find plans, imagination to stir yourself into action for future benefit. So if you search, to find a good idea, you must go looking, go searching. You've got to go to church. You've got to go to class. You've got to go to the seminar. You've got to go to the library. You've got to go to the books if you wish to find. Rarely does a good idea interrupt you. Rarely. But if you will search, you will find. So we get not what we need, but we get what we deserve. It says, if you ask, someone has an answer. If you keep asking, the answers belong to you, because by virtue of asking, you have qualified. So we don't get what we need, we get what we deserve. The mother on welfare should be taught in some small manner that hopefully she can begin deserving the welfare check. Not getting it because she needs it, but now starting to get it because she deserves it. If the welfare worker says to Mary, Mary, I brought a bucket of paint and a paintbrush, and the next time I come, if the door is painted and the fence here in front is painted, I give you the check for $450. Not that painting the door and painting the fence is worth $450. It's not worth that much, but it is the beginning of the process. So make that note. I want to begin the process of deserving. What would that be? What process should I begin engaging in to deserve good health, to deserve a good relationship, to deserve prosperity, to deserve an enterprise, to deserve the opportunity to build a city? What must I do to begin the process of deserving? So now the welfare worker comes back and the door is painted and the fence is painted. And now Mary gets the $450 to help take care of her children, not because she needs it, but because she's beginning to deserve it. Then the welfare worker thinks of some other project. She said, Mary, if these weeds are gone and this little garden is cultivated, when I come back, now that the door is painted and the fence is painted, if the weeds are gone and this little garden is cultivated, you get the $450. And step by step, a new life is emerging, learning the process of deserving it, not just needing. We teach our children at home, right? Child says, I need $10. So that language doesn't work here. There's plenty of money here, and the vaults are full. But to say I need $10 is not how you open the vault. So the child says what? Wow, how can I get that $10 that I need? So here's what they learn to say. How could I earn $10? Now the vault opens up. Now the money starts to flow. How could I earn $10? What could I do to earn the money? Not to get the money because you need it. Maybe you need the money. That's, all of us have needs. But here, the key is to figure out how to open the vault, how to open the bank, how to open this unbelievable flow of resources to come our way. And here's the key: to deserve it, not to need it. You can't walk out to the field and say to the field, I need a crop. Here.
Damn, I love that audio so much. I wish I could just listen to it over and over and over again. What's up, familia? Grand Rising and happy Monday. I hope all of you are having a blessed day. I know I am. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling aligned. I'm feeling connected. It's just an amazing feeling. The start of a Monday is always so amazing, guys. I was over here just drinking my coffee, doing some of my routine in the morning, and just really feeling good, man. It's always a great day to start a new week. The family is growing, the family is elevating. Let's make sure that we get the word out to everybody. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live, and it's live right now. Big happy smiles, because life is amazing and everything is working in our favor, guys. Remember, everything works in our favor. We expect miracles and we get miracles. Today is Christmas. We got the gifts right under the Christmas tree, fam. The gifts are right under the Christmas tree, and guess what, fam? Everything is working for us and not against us, and that's the best thing about it, man. So I'm super blessed, super excited to have you guys all on this call with me here today. I'm excited. Let's express what's one thing that we are grateful for, right? What is one thing that you guys are grateful for this morning? Type it in the chat box, because I am grateful for God and his grace. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my mind, my body, and my spirit. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team and the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for my mentors, Matt Rosa, Matt Gribby, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, Darwin Lopez. I'm extremely grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for, my trip to Miami tomorrow. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for spirituality. I'm grateful for alignment. I'm grateful for just everything that is happening in my life right now. I'm grateful for all the blessings that God has continued to, put on us, and, extremely grateful for wisdom, grateful for the lessons, and grateful, guys. You got to practice massive gratitude. Remember, guys, gratitude is the source where all good things come from. All right. Gratitude is the source where all good things come from. So let's get into today's topic. And I wanted to give you guys a good topic to start the week, to give you guys some ideas, right? To give you guys some breakdowns of certain stuff. Here we go. Let me move this over. Yes, massive, massive gratitude. And I am looking forward to this call. So, I was sitting down, and I'm very intentional with my topics, right? I want to make sure that when we jump on a call, I'm not just jumping on the call to give you guys any random topic. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys a good, solid topic that can help you start the week. I don't want to do a topic that is kind of like a midweek topic to start the week. I want to do a topic that helps you start off the week, helps you set yourself up, make some certain things aware, and make sure that you understand the importance of certain things. So today's topic is systems over goals. Okay, systems over goals. Now, I'm going to break this down to you guys because I think it's important that this is a very, very, important lesson that I've learned, throughout my journey, the last 5 years, that really made a big difference for me. And I know that, if you guys are able to, enjoy and understand this training the way that I understood it back when I first, was taught it, I know that this training can do a lot for you guys as well. So I want to be able to teach you guys this because it was amazing when I learned it, right? And I just want to read it to you guys really quick about what it was that I learned, and then I'm gonna break it down. And then there's 4 points that you gotta take down. Okay, so in reality, it says forget about your goals and focus on systems instead. Okay, forget about. So he says prevailing wisdom claims that the best way to achieve what we want in life is getting into better shape, building a successful business, relaxing more and worrying less. Spending more time with friends and family is set specific actionable goals, right? So what he says is for many years this is how I approach my habits too. Each one was a goal to be reached. I set goals for the grades I wanted to get in school, for the weights I wanted to lift in the gym, for the profits I wanted to earn in business. I succeeded at a few, but I failed at a lot of them. Eventually, I began to realize that my results had very little to do with the goals I set and nearly everything to do with the systems I followed. Okay, so this is important that we understand. He's basically breaking down to us that he set many goals throughout his life. Okay, and what he came to realize is that the results had very little to do with the goals that he set, because we all have goals. Okay, we all have goals on this call. We have goals to make a certain amount of money. We have goals to build certain trading accounts. We have goals to retire our families, to quit our jobs, to buy, to move out. Sorry, I already said move out of our parents' house. Buy our families a house. So on and so forth. So what you start to realize is that you know your results are gonna have very little to do with the goals that you set, and it has everything to do with the systems you follow to accomplish that goal. So it's not about the goal itself, it's about the system that you're going to follow in order for you to accomplish that goal. Now stay with me here. He says, what's the difference between systems and goals? He says it's a distinction I first learned from Scott Adams, the cartoonist behind the Dilbert comic. He says, goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the process that lead to those results. So I want you guys to write that down because that's super important. He says goals are about the results you want to achieve. That's what goals are. Goals are about the results that we want to achieve as individuals. But the systems, okay, are the processes that lead to those results. So that's why they say forget about your goals and focus on the systems, because the goals are the results we want. Okay, that's what we want, the goals, the results that we want. Okay, but the systems is the process that's going to lead to those results. So that's why we must focus on the system instead of the goals, because without the system there's no goal. And that's a huge mistake I made very early on in my career, was that I was very focused on the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal. I was always focused on the goal. What is the goal? I want to hit this rank. I want to make this amount of money. I want to invest this much. But I never focused on the system, which is the process that was going to get me there. And that's what I want you guys to understand, because look, I know every single one of you guys on this call has a goal, right? We all set goals, okay, to accomplish by the end of the year. We all have a goal. For some reason, we want to do something before the end of the year. We all want to accomplish at least one goal before the end of the year, right? So what you want to do is, okay, you have that goal, perfect. That's the first step. You got the first step right. But the thing is, you don't want to focus too much on the goal now, because you know what the goal is. You know you want to make that certain amount of money. You know you want to hit that rank. So perfect. Great. Amazing job. Now, what is the system that's going to get you there? Misfit Vegan, appreciate you, fam. What is the system that's going to get you there? That's what you need to be focused on, because look at what he says. He says, if you're a coach, right, for example, your goal might be to win a championship. Your system is the way you recruit players, manage your assistant coaches, and conduct practice. Think about that. So look at it like this, right? A coach, perfect example. Okay, right now we are in playoffs, baseball. The Yankees have game 5 today, which I may go to that, right? The Yankees' goal is to win the championship. No team ever sets out a season to lose. Everybody sets out a season to win. All right. They're here to win a championship. Okay. Now, when they set that goal, okay, when they set that goal to win a championship, that was the goal. Now they got to focus on the system, the process that's going to get them there. So they went out and they recruited players, right? He's managing the coaches and the assistants and everything. And I'm sure that there's a certain way that they practice, okay, in order for them to prepare themselves for the season and prepare themselves for the playoffs. Listen to this as well. He says, if you're an entrepreneur, your goal might be to build $1 million business, right? Put a 7 in the chat box if you want to build $1 million business. If you want to build $1 million business, put a 7 in the chat box. Right? 7 for 7-figure business, right? We want to build $1 million business. Okay, that's what we want. We want $1 million business, right? Now, he says, if you're an entrepreneur, your goal might be to build $1 million business. Okay. He said your system is how you test product ideas, hire employees, and run marketing campaigns. And that is so true. Because if I look back now, right, as you guys know, I'm a part of I Am Mastery Academy, right? I'm an entrepreneur, okay? I'm a business owner, okay, in my company, okay? I trade and I'm a business owner. So look at it like this, right? It's still funny because I was actually talking to somebody about this yesterday. Um, you know, one of my boys, he was asking me, he's like, bro, I know that, he says, I know you do this business and I know that you trade. I know that you do network marketing, you speak, but, can you explain to me a little bit more about how you did it? And I explained it to him. He was like, yo, do you trade? Like, he was asking me, yo, bro, do you trade? I'm like, of course I trade. I said, I don't market myself as a trader because trading was never my strength. I said, let me explain to you what I did so you can understand my journey. I told him, I'm like, bro, I had to leverage my strengths and I had to delegate my weaknesses, because what I'm good at, my strength is networking, people. I'm great at speaking. So what I did was, right, since my network and my strength is in this area, what I did was I used that as a strength and I built my income up, because I told him, I'm like, bro, remember, I never worked a job. To trade, you need money. To to invest, you need money. To get all these things that I want, you need money. So what I did was I leveraged what I was good at. What am I good at? I'm good at speaking. I'm working. I'm good at, communicating. I'm good at developing leaders. This is what I'm good at. I'm great at this. This is my strength. So I use this as a strength. I was able to build myself up as a leader. I was able to create myself an incredible income from this, so on and so forth. And now trading, investing, crypto, NFTs, all of that has become a strength of mine. He said, that is brilliant. And I see now why you are the way that you are. It made a lot of sense to him. He was like, bro, I've never heard anybody say that to me. Leverage the strengths, delegate the weaknesses. And everybody's journey is different, right? There's people that their strength is trading, and then they're able to become really good at trading, and then they're able to use that to build their business, right? For me, it was the other way around, right? My strength was networking, business, so on and so forth, which in reality is the most difficult part about it, right? So I'm kind of grateful that I had to kind of do it this way first, because I got rid of the difficult part first. I built my income from this, and then I got into trading, I got into crypto, I got into NFTs, and I got into all of that. What does it mean to delegate? What it means to delegate is have someone else do it, or have someone who's better at it to do it than you at the time, right? So when you delegate something, I'm not as good at it, so I'm going to leverage somebody that is better at it than I am, right? That can get the job done better than I could at the time being, right? Because I'm going to use my strengths to my advantage. I'm going to use my strengths to my advantage, and I'm going to delegate the things that I'm not good at, so that way I'm still, getting value from this place, okay? But I'm going to focus on what I'm good at. And sometimes that's what we all have to do, right? Remember, you don't have to be the best at everything. I was never the best at everything. I always say this, guys, and this has been one of my keys to my success. I always tell people, you don't need to know all the answers. You just got to be surrounded by them, okay? I wasn't always the best speaker. I wasn't always the best investor. I wasn't always the best networker, okay? I wasn't always the best at those things, but you know what? I was really, really good at surrounding myself with those answers, though. Okay. I wasn't always the best crypto investor, but I had the best cryptos investors next to me. I wasn't always the best at NFTs, but I had the best NFT, collectors around me. Okay. I wasn't even always the best speaker. Still to this day, I'm not even the best speaker when I come around people. But guess what? I am surrounded by those individuals in my life that I can learn from, and I can take something from them so I can eventually become the best. So never feel bad for, okay? Never feel bad, all right, until, sorry, this guy took me off my thing. But don't feel bad for doing the things that you're good at. Never, never, ever, 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 ever feel bad for it. Because trust me, the things that you're good at is what's going to help you build the income so that you can start pouring into your weaknesses a lot more. And that's really the way to do it. So going back to the thing, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like some of you guys could have got value from that conversation I had with one of my boys yesterday. But he said, if you're an entrepreneur, your goal might be to build $1 million business. Being that, a lot of us here are, business owners for a company. I know all of us would love to build a 7-figure business. Hell yeah, 100 bands a month. If you build a network marketing business and you get it to where you're earning $100,000 a month, man, let's all be honest. How nice would it be to be earning $100,000 a month in residual income? That is $25,000 every single week. Imagine if you were getting paid right now $25,000 a week like this in residual income, which means that no matter what happens, we could chill a whole week. We could go to Costa Rica for a week. We can spend a month in Colombia. we're still going to be earning those $25,000, that 100 bands a month. Imagine that. You know, like really imagine that. This is what is possible with these businesses that we are a part of. This is why I go so hard. This is why I never quit. I'm like, bro, you can quit, go ahead. You can stop, go ahead. I'm not going to stop. It don't make sense now, but it's going to make sense when I'm earning the $100,000 a month. And you're like, damn, Neno's earning $100,000 a month. But guess what? Neno never stopped. Guess what? Neno stayed through the tough times. When everybody left, Neno stayed. When everybody quit, Neno kept going. When everybody folded, he stayed strong. That's the thing. That's the problem. When you got to see that. And this is so key. So key. That's what it's all about. Everybody has to do it like this, right? So he said your system. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to build a 7-figure business, listen, he says your system is how you test product ideas. For us, product ideas is what, right? The products that we use, the trading, okay? Whether it's trading, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's e-commerce, test product ideas. Which one is going to work better for you, okay? How you hire employees, which means recruiting new people into your business, okay? And how you're going to market your business. He's literally giving us the sauce right here, okay? You see how that works? Why do so many network marketers preach trading way more than mindset? I don't know. I think mindset should be the number one thing people preach, honestly, in general, because the mindset is really the key. You know, you can't trade if you don't have mindset. You can't build a business if you don't have mindset. You can't do anything if you don't have the mindset. That's why I actually decided to give my life and, you know, my purpose to developing the mindset, because what I realized that everybody lacked mindset, but everybody wanted everything else. So I think the mindset is the key. Okay. So he basically gave us the key right here. He said, yo, if you want to build a 7-figure business, you need to know what product you're going to use, how you're going to recruit your people, and how you're going to run the marketing for those things. And it's the truth. He says, if you're a musician, your goal might be to play a new piece. Your system is how often you practice, how you break it down and tackle the difficult measures, and your method for receiving feedback from your instructor. Now, listen to this real quick. He says, now for the interesting question, if you completely ignored your goals and focused only on your systems, would you still succeed? That was the question. For example, if you were a basketball coach and you ignored your goal to win a championship and only focused on what your team does at practice each day, would you still get results? He says, I think you would. He said, the goal in any sport is to finish with the best score, but it would be ridiculous to spend the whole game staring at the scoreboard. The only way to actually win is to get better each day. In the words of a 3-time Super Bowl winner, Bill Walsh, the score takes care of itself. The same is true for other areas of your life. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals and focus on systems instead. What do I mean by this? Are goals completely useless? Of course not. Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. A handful of problems arise when you spend too much time thinking about your goals and not enough time designing your systems. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do something real quick, right? Let me grab something really fast. Okay, I'm back. So this is my first ever journal right here, right? I started this journal June 10th, 2019. So this journal is 3 years old. Okay. Now, the reason why I bring this journal is because it gave me an idea. I was somebody who was extremely focused on my goal. Okay. I put too much emphasis on my goal. And when I was making, this was 2019, this summer, I was broke. I was barely making $2,000 a month, and I barely had a team of maybe 100 people, if that. Okay. And I remember being so focused on making Chairman 10, which is $10,000 a month. I wanted to get to that six-figure income. And I was just stuck for so long on this goal. I got to make $10,000 a month and $10,000 a month. But I wasn't focused on the system enough. And this is why I tell you guys this, because look at what happened. On July 6th, I had my first ever aha moment. My first ever. Okay, look. I wrote it down. July, it was a Saturday, and it was 10:10 p.m. PT. So I was in California when this happened. Okay, this is the way. And I said, my first ever aha moment, right? What is an aha moment? An aha moment is when it's like one of those moments when it clicks. It's basically called the clicking moment. Okay. And I had that click moment, and I'm like, holy, it's crazy because, and to give you guys a little bit of the backstory behind it, I had went to the beach that day, right? And I had went to the beach that day. And at the time, that's when I was reading the book, The Four Agreements. Okay. I was reading the Four Agreements during that time. And I remember the chapter I was reading was Don't Make Assumptions. And that book gave me some massive breakthroughs because, you know, me, I'm somebody that I like to meditate. I like to read the whole nine, right? So I went to the beach, and I love to meditate on the beach. That's the game changer for me. And I went very intentional. And I didn't take my journal with me, but I took my book with me because I just was going to read and meditate and just practice, gratitude. So I did exactly that. I went to the beach. I did my meditation. I read the book. And as I was driving back home, I had an aha moment. And the way that it happened was, I was thinking about something. And it was like, you think about something, you answer a question. And I'm honest, you guys, this is one thing that if you've had it happen to you, right? The aha moment happened. Now, aha moments are crazy when they happen. Why? Because it's like a door opens in your mind and you get all the answers you were looking for. That's what happened. It was like I one thought led to the next thought, and then that thought opened the door, and then that door opened and gave me all the answers I was looking for. Right? So July 6th, look at this, right? I could read it to you guys, but it's 21 pages. It's way too long. Okay. But what had happened was when I had when I had that moment, I was given the answers of what I needed in order for me to get to chairman, in order for me to hit, $10,000 a month. Now, look at the ideas that were given to me. Okay. Look at what I wrote. I want you guys to stay with me really quick. He said, this is what I said. This is what I wrote down. Everything started to make sense because I remembered I had been making too many assumptions. And in the book, he says, assumptions fill our body with poison energy, and we start to believe our own lies. I would assume many things for my team, but I never asked questions. And that's why I felt that way. Everything just lined up and all the solutions were there for me to take advantage of. So this was the system that was given to me at the time, like while I was having the breakthrough, right? It said, create a signals chat for everyone to make money, create the ACE program to help people develop the skills that they need on the team, right? My morning mentorship sessions with Sean and me for motivation, events with Manny and the new, it was I Am One, book club, the 200 Dallas club, which was, getting 200 people to the Dallas convention, create a follow-up list, run a training, on No Excuses from the book Brian Tracy, No Excuses. Develop a 80% vegan diet so I can feel better. Morning routine is key. And yeah, that was it. So basically it gave me the ideas, because what was going on at the time right now, so you guys can understand, right? I was stuck at the same rank for a very long time. I was stuck at $2,000 a month for 10 months. I couldn't get over it. And I was in my heart, I had a really, really deep desire to get over that. And I would consistently ask questions like, how am I going to get there? What do I need to do? What do I need to develop? What systems do I need to put in place? So these were questions that I was constantly asking myself in my mind that I didn't know the answers to. And that aha moment basically gave me all the answers in one day, in one moment. And it gave me all of those answers, which was, to create the signals chat, have a system to develop your leaders, throw events every week, make sure that we get 200 people to, Dallas, start a book club with the team, have a follow-up list with all the prospects that I've talked to all year and reach out to them, run a training on No Excuses, vegan to eat better, morning routine, all of this stuff. Yo, and guess what, guys? Guess what? July 6th, I had that moment, and I was broke and making $2,000 a month. Now look at this. That was July 6th. July 6th. Look at this. October 1st. October 1st, 2019. Location, private jet, 30K feet in the air. So now, July 6th, I'm broke. No idea what I want in my life, so on and so forth, right? And then guess what? July 6th, August, September, less than 3 months later, okay? Less than 3 months later, guess what happened? I'm Chairman 10. Because I took my focus off the goal and I focused on the system that was going to get me there, which was the system that was given to me on July 6th. On July 6th, the system was given to me. And then 3 months later, I'm a six-figure earner in my organization. Because guess what? I focused on the systems. And that's what you guys need to understand. It has happened to me in the past. I know what it's like to take my focus off the goal and just focus on the system. Instead, I said, yo, the goal is done. Let me focus on the day-to-day systems, the signal chat, the book club, the ACE program, this, that, boom, 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 boom. And that's what I did. And guess what? Because I did that, 3 months later, game changer. See how that works? It was a game changer. Everything changed. Now, 4 points to take with you guys with this, right? 4 points. Stay with this real quick. He says, problem number 1, winners and losers have the same goals. Remember that. Winners and losers have the same goals. Nano, what do you mean by winners and losers have the same goals? Well, think about it. We all have a goal to make $1 million, let's say. But how many people actually go and do it? That's the thing. That's the thing. How many people actually go out and do it? How many people actually make it happen? Because me and you may have a goal to, remember, winners and losers have the same goals. We all have the same goals. Okay, but who actually goes and makes it happen is the difference of who actually wins and who loses. Because how is the only way we lose? Type it in the chat box. What's the only way you lose? The only way you lose is when what? Is when you quit. The only time you lose is when you quit. Now, winners never quit, and quitters never win. So, for example, people set goals to hit a certain goal. For example, in my company, how many people set a goal to hit chairman? Winners and losers have the same goals. How many people actually set the goal to hit chairman? How many people scream and say, yo, I'm going chairman? But how many people actually do it? Think about that. Think about that. Because most people end up quitting. So winners and losers have the same goals. That's the problem. Okay. He says goal setting suffers from a serious case of survivorship. We concentrate on the people who end up winning, the survivors, and mistakenly assume that the ambitious goals led to their success, while overlooking all the people who had the same objective but didn't succeed. Every Olympian wants to win a gold medal. Every candidate wants to get a job. And if successful and unsuccessful people share the same goals, then the goal cannot be what differentiates the winners from the losers. It wasn't the goal of winning the Tour de France that propelled the British cyclists, okay, to the top of the sport. Presumably, they had wanted to win the race every year before, just like every other professional team. The goal is always there. If they implemented the right system, small improvements that they achieved a different outcome. So everybody has a goal to accomplish a certain thing. And what differentiates those that win and those that lose is the systems that they apply to get them there, because the goal is the same, but the system could be different. You see, the system that I applied to get to chairman is a completely different than what others applied. And that's the understanding of it. So you got to make sure that your systems are in the right place right now, because you are setting the same goals as a winner and a loser. But what's going to determine whether you win or lose is going to be determined on the system that you set. If you set a good system in place and something that you follow day in and day out over a period of time, then you will be that winner. But if you don't set up a good system that you can follow and stay consistent with over time, eventually you're going to get discouraged. Your system is going to fall apart, and you're going to fall apart with it, which I've seen happen hundreds and thousands of times. Hundreds and thousands of times. Hundreds and thousands of times I've seen it happen. I've seen thousands of people come and thousands of people go based off of the wrong systems that were set in place. So if there's something that you want to make sure of, is make sure you have the right system in place that you are following every single day to get the results that you want. This is so key. Okay. Problem number 2, write this one down. Achieving a goal is only a monetary change. Remember this. Achieving a goal is only a monetary change. Now, Nino, what do you mean by that? Well, think about it like this, right? He says in the book, he says, imagine your room is messy, right? And your goal is to clean it, all right? And let's say you end up, getting up, cleaning the room, whatever, so on and so forth, right? You accomplish your goal of cleaning your room. Now, if you don't have a good system in place to keep it clean, then guess what's going to happen? It's going to end up right back to a messy room. Okay. So what he says is achieving a goal only changes your life for the moment. Okay. But when you have a system in place, you're able to change it for a longer time. Because that's what he says. He says achieving a goal only changes your life for the moment. That's the counterintuitive thing about improvement. We think we need to change our results, but the results are not the problem. What we really need to change are the systems that cause those results. When you solve problems at the results level, you only solve them temporarily. In order to improve for good, you need to solve problems on a systems level. That is so important. So important. I always tell people the story of how, you see, when I just showed you guys that I hit that 6-figure income October 1st, I hit that 6-figure income, and 2 months later, I lost it. I lost it. I went from $10,000 a month to $1,000 a month, almost $600 a month. Imagine that. And when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, damn, am I going to be able to do this again? And the problem was that, I was able to get to it if you really think about it, but the systems weren't in place. It was kind of all over the place. I didn't really have a system. So what I did was I developed systems. I said, you know what? This time around, I'm going to build it again, but I'm going to develop systems this time around. I was able to get it back in 6 months. And after I got it back, I never lost it again. You see how that works? So I got to $10,000 a month and I lost it 2 months later because I didn't have good systems in place. It was a monetary change, right? It was quick. Okay. But what had happened was because I understood that, I didn't have the right systems in place. Okay. I put the right systems in place and then I did it again. And 6 months later, guess what? I was a 6-figure earner again. And this time I kept it and never lost it because I didn't focus on the goal. I forgot about the goals and I focused on the system. And the system got me there, and not only got me there, but it also kept me there. So think about it, fam. Really take this call to really think about, do you have the right systems in place to accomplish your goals? And remember, the system, all it has to do with is the process. What process are you following every day? Problem number three, we only got 2 more and we're done. Problem number 3, it says goals restrict your happiness. Listen to this. Goals restrict your happiness. Why does he say that? He says there is this assumption that people make that they say, once I reach my goal, then I'll be happy. Put a 1 in the chat box if either you or somebody you know has said this before. Once I hit that goal, I'll be happy. Once I retire, I'll be happy. Once I make $1 million, I'll be happy. Right? Anybody ever said that? Because I know I have. Right? I've said that in the past. I used to say it in the past, not anymore. Right? I would say like, once I do this, I'll be happy. Or once I make this amount of money, I'll be happy, or so on and so forth. Right? And I used to say these things in the past. And, now I understand why. Right? Because look, he says, once I reach my goal, then I'll be happy. He says the problem with a goals first mentality is that you're continuously putting happiness off until the next milestone. I've slipped into this trap so many times I've lost count. For years, happiness was always something for my future self to enjoy. I promised myself that once I gained 20 pounds of muscle, or after my business was featured in New York Times, then I could finally relax. Furthermore, goals create an either-or conflict. Either you achieve your goal and you are successful, or you fail, or you are disappointed. You mentally box yourself into a narrow version of happiness when you do this. This is misguided. It is unlikely that your actual path through life will match the exact journey you had in mind when you set out. It makes no sense to restrict your happiness and satisfaction to one scenario when there are many paths to success. A systems first mentality provides the antidote. When you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. You can be satisfied anytime your system is running. And a system can be successful in many different forms, not just the one you envision. And this is why this is so important. You see, guys, I can't say when I hit Chairman 50, I'll be happy. When I'm making $50,000 a month, I'll be happy. No, I need to be happy now, because right now I am running the system every single day that's going to get me there. I'm happy right now. I wake up on this call and I do this call every day with a big smile on my face. Big happy smiles. Yes, 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 yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Why? Because right now I am in the process of accomplishing the goal that I have to become a Chairman 50 and earn $50,000 to $60,000 a month. I'm happy now. I'm not going to wait till I hit Chairman 50 to be happy. I'm not going to stop my happiness. No, I'm going to continue my happiness. I'm happy today. I'm happy tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm blessed. I am so thankful to be in the position that I'm in. Okay? No, both happiness and gratitude. I'm happy and grateful where I am right now. I don't need to wait till I hit my goal to be happy and grateful. I'm happy and grateful today. I'm happy and grateful tomorrow. Because remember, your feelings that you have today must match those of your desire. That's what makes you deserving. Live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's the key. You got to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, guys. If the wish was fulfilled today, how would you feel? You would feel happy. You would feel grateful. You would feel excited. You would feel blessed. You would feel proud. And if you're living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that means that you got to live in the feeling now of the wish fulfilled. How does it going to feel? Boom. You should feel proud today. You should feel grateful today. You should feel happy today. You should feel grateful, blessed, excited, all right now. You got to do it. I'm telling you. So remember, goals are going to restrict your happiness. Focus on the system, not the process. Focus on the system, not the goal. That's number 3. And then the last one, number 4, is goals are at odds with long-term progress. Goals are at odds with a long-term progress. Let me talk about this. Listen to this. This is powerful. Finally, a goal-oriented mindset can create a yo-yo effect. Many runners work hard for months, but as soon as they cross the finish line, they stop training. The race is no longer there to motivate them. When all your hard work is focused on a particular goal, what is left to push you forward after you achieve it? This is why many people find themselves reverting back to their old habits after accomplishing a goal. This is so powerful, what he's saying right here. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is True long-term thinking is goal-less thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment. It's about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. So what is he saying? This is something that happened to me. Sometimes we set these goals, okay? And we work so hard to accomplish these goals, and then we hit that goal, and it's like you feel like you accomplished everything. Like, I hit my goal, that's it. Like, I'm done. And then what tends to happen is the things that you were doing to get to that goal, you stop doing because you got to that goal, because you were very goal driven. Your goal was to move out of your parents' house. Your goal was to make that certain amount of money, to hit that rank. I've been there before. I know what it's like to set a goal to get to a certain rank, and I hit that rank. And because I had worked so hard to hit that rank, and then I finally hit it, I stopped doing what I was doing to get to that rank. I reverted back to my old problems and I lost it. And when I read this book, I realized that I was making a lot of mistakes. Listen to it one more time. Listen to this again, please. When you become very goal oriented, you create what's called a yo-yo effect. Does everybody know what a yo-yo is? You guys remember the yo-yos? You put it around your finger and then you boom, it spins at the bottom and then it comes back up, right? It creates a yo-yo effect. Man, that's crazy. I haven't seen a yo-yo in a while now that I think about it. Whatever happened to yo-yos for real? I haven't seen a yo-yo in a while. Wow. Now that I think about it. He says, think about this. He says, many runners, for example, work hard for months. But as soon as they cross the finish line, they stop training. The race is no longer there to motivate them. Facts, technology really did take over. The race is no longer there to motivate them. When all your hard work is focused on a particular goal, what is left for you to push forward after you achieve it? And that is so true. Think about it. What are you working to accomplish? Right? What are you working to accomplish? Right? Because if you sit down and you actually think about it, what you're working so hard to accomplish, you may hit it, and then what? Okay. And then he says, this is why many people find themselves reverting back to their old habits after accomplishing a goal. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue to play the game. So what do you guys want to do? Type it in the chat box. Do you want to continue? Sorry, do you want to win the game or do you want to continue to win the game? What do you guys want to do? Do you just want to win the game or do you want to continue? Type either win or continue. I want to continue. I don't just want to win the game once, right? I want to continue. Because what is just one win? One win is cool, but I want to continue to win. In order for me to retire my family, in order for me to do the things that I want in life, I can't just win one game. No one was considered great because they won once. No, we got to continue to win. We got to continue to win. Okay? He says true long-term thinking is goal-less thinking. Goal-less, like a goal-less thinking. If you want to get long-term, is less thinking about the goals. And it's not about any single accomplishment. It's about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement every single day of that system. That system is what's going to help you with the process. You want to get to the process every single day. That's the key. Now you have that system in place and everything else will follow and you will continue to win and win and win and win and win and win and win nonstop. And that's the goal. That's where you want to get to. You want to get to the point where you're not just winning one time, you're winning continuously every single day because you have the right systems in place. I have a routine. Think about this. My morning routine is my self-development system. I am always, no matter where I go, I always have my morning routine. Remember, guys, I've been doing my morning routine since I was broke. So my morning routine has been my self-development system. That self-development system has helped me get to 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 25,000 a month, going to 50,000 a month. So you realize how the system has gotten me over and over and over again to where I want to go to. It's a system. I follow it all the time. It's the same system. I don't need to change anything from it. It's the same system. Nothing changes. I just run it every time. Every time, look, boom. Morning routine. I always tell people, Nano, people always ask me, Nano, how do you get yourself out of slums? Morning routine. Nano, how do you stay in momentum? Morning routine. Nano, how do you get yourself to a high state of mind? Morning routine. Damn, somebody called me. Let me morning routine, morning routine, morning routine, morning routine. That's one of my systems. I have a leadership development system. I have a product system. I have an opportunity cost system. I have a lot of systems that, regardless of what happens in the business, we just go back to the system and we fix it. We work on certain areas, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. But we always come back to the system. I always come back to the system because I know that the system is what's going to get me there. And there's certain times I got to improve my morning routine system, my business system, certain things, but you gotta have this. These are key things. You gotta have the systems in place. Are goals just a reminder for the systems? In a way, goals are a reminder that you need to have systems, I would say. Yeah. Goals are a reminder that you need to have a system in place to help you accomplish that goal. Because without the systems, there is no goals. And even if you do hit the goal, you'll never be able to continuously hit it because there's no system in place for you to hit it. Remember, the system is not just about you. The system is about so you can be able to duplicate it and others can also hit the goal as well. So for me, it's like, okay, yes, I'm able to get to that goal, but what does it matter if it's just me that gets it? The system is for me and others to follow. Because if I have a system in place, for example, let me tell you guys something. And God honest truth, right? My system right now, okay, can help you make $30,000 a month. The system that I've developed up until this moment right now can help you make $30,000 a month, okay? That means that every single person on this call, all 300, 400, 500 people on this call, okay, if you are willing to put the work in, if you are willing to do what I did, you can earn $30,000 a month. Only if you are willing to, though. That's the thing. It's the willingness. Are you willing to go through the system? But the system has been proven to work. You see how that works? The system works because I've done it and multiple people have done it. But who is actually willing? It's crazy to think that every single one of you guys on this call can earn $30,000 a month. And yo, guys, think about it. $30,000 a month, that's over $350K a year that you're earning. You're in the 1% of the world, 2% of the world of people that earn over $300,000. If you look up the how much the president makes, you're making what the president makes a year. The president makes like 300-400K a year. You're earning what doctors and top lawyers and top CEOs in the world earn. And I know a system that has gotten us there. I know the system that got me there. The problem is finding the people that are willing to put the work in to get there. That's the difficult part. Because the system is there. But who's willing to do the work that it took to get there? That's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. You see, the system that I'm following is a 7-figure system. And you know what's the beautiful thing about it is, in reality, the system that I have is a system to make 7 figures. It's not a system to make 25. I'm at the $25,000 a month range of the system. Okay. But eventually it'll get to the 50, 100, and so on and so forth. So the system that I'm following is to make all of us millionaires. But who's actually doing the work? Who's actually doing the morning routines? Who's actually doing the Instagram work and the business work and the so and so forth work? I'm telling you. Who is actually doing the work? Who is actually willing to put the work in? That's the big difference right there. That's all it comes down to. Who's willing to put the work in? Because the systems have already been put in place. Very, very few amount of people are actually following the system. Because I get it. It's not easy, fam. Remember, yo, if you want to be a part of the 1% of the world, you're going to have to do what the 1% of people are doing. It's not going to come to you because you're a nice person and because, you come from a good family and because, no, bro, you have to put the work in and you got to put the pain in. You're talking about being 1% of the world. You think it's going to come easy, bro? Hell no. No chance. No chance. You think it's going to come by you staying at home and being comfortable? Hell no. It'll never come. You think it's going to come by you not taking any risk? Bro, you know the risk that I've taken, bro? You guys don't even want to know the risk that I've taken to make it this far. It's not going to happen. It'll never happen that way. You got to understand this stuff, guys. You got to know that, the systems, every single one of you guys don't even know, but you guys are blessed beyond belief. You guys are blessed beyond belief because you know somebody that is walking in a path towards a system that can help you live the life of your dreams. But are you willing to put the work in that it takes to follow that road? It's like if I told you, I know the road to the top. I know how we can get to the top of this mountain. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, look, guys, before we start climbing, I want you guys to know that I know exactly how we're going to get to the top. All right. I know how we're going to get to the top. I have the map. But who's willing to climb this mountain with me? Who's willing to go through the tough times? Who's willing to keep going when it rains? Who's willing to keep going when people start turning around and say, you know what, bro, I'm done with this? That's the thing right there. Who's willing to actually climb the mountain? Who's going to stay strong? Who's going to stay disciplined? Who's going to keep the vision when it looks like we're not going to get up there? Who's going to keep climbing? That's what it takes. That's the difference maker right there. Who's going to keep going? Because the system, the map has already been given to us. But who's going to actually go out there and put the work in? That's what it comes down to. All right, fam. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. Focus on the systems, not the goals. Type a 4 in the chat box if you guys got value from today's call. If you guys got value from today's call. 444s. This is what it comes down to, fam, right here. For all the marbles, like I like to say. That's what this is for right here, all the marbles. Are you willing to actually make this climb? That's what it's about, the system. We have the map. The map is the system. The goal is the top of the mountain. Are you willing to follow the system? That's the thing too. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to stay up late? Are you willing to wake up early? Are you willing to study the hours? Are you willing to talk to thousands of people? Are you willing to read the books, do hundreds and thousands of hours of meditation, so on and so forth? This is what it's all about. And if you're willing, you will deserve. If you're not willing, you won't deserve. That's how it works. I was willing, so I deserved. Others haven't been willing, so they haven't deserved. And remember, you will only grow as much as you grow within. You want your income and your life to change, you have to change within. All right, fam. So thank you guys so much. I went a little bit longer than usual. Actually, I'm late to a call that I got to be at. I was supposed to be on a call at 11:15. Hopefully they haven't started without me. But guys, take advantage of what I just went over with you guys. This is super, super valuable. Like I said, this was one of the trainings that put a lot of things into perspective for me and changed it all for me. Seriously, like there's certain trainings that I'll do for you guys that I'll tell you guys like, this was one of those trainings that changed it all for me. Okay. And this was it for me. This was one of those. Like once I finally got this and I said, you know what? It's true. Let me take off a lot of this focus that I have on this goal and let me just focus on the systems for once. Let me make sure that I have the right systems, because it's no point of you waking up every single week and going about your day every single week if you don't have a system in place that you're going to follow, because you're just basically doing nothing in reality. Truth be told. Truth be told, you're honestly doing nothing. So take that into account. That's good stuff. But with that being said, guys, let's wrap that up. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna do a quick prayer for us and let's get up out of here. Quick prayer and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful Monday morning where we get a chance to wake up and serve our purpose. We are so thankful for our health. We are so thankful for the protection, the guidance, the wisdom that you continue to provide us with on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much. We are so thankful for everything, and we give you all the glory for all that we have today. We thank you for the challenges that you've put in our lives to help us grow and become better versions of ourselves, and we appreciate the lesson that you taught us this morning about taking our focus off of the goals and focusing on the systems instead, the process instead, because we all understand that the journey is really what brings the happiness and it's not the destination. So we got to fall in love with the process because you designed this process for us. You gave us the map on how to properly serve this purpose. And we got to be happy now. We got to be excited now. And we got to fall in love with the journey right now in order for us to be deserving of what it is that we are asking for, God. So thank you so much for the reminder this morning. We are thankful for the guidance and the wisdom that you clearly, provide us with each and every single morning. Thank you for allowing us to be on the wake up list this morning. And for anyone who's dealing with any tough times and dealing with any challenging times as we speak, God, I pray that you put your healing hand over these individuals and you heal them of any of the tough, toxic individuals that are in their lives and things that are happening in their lives on a day-to-day basis. So, Father, let's go out there and have a productive week filled with your grace and filled with your abundance. We love you and we appreciate you. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, fam. So, with that being said, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all to the moon and back 10 times. And I hope that you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Go out there, be productive. Go out there, develop some systems. Schedule yourself out. Have a schedule in place. And I am very grateful for all of you guys from the bottom of my heart because honestly, you guys are truly a blessing, a community of people who want to grow and elevate. And I love you guys so much, fam. So thank you. Love y'all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Actually, I'm lying. I don't even think I'm going to be doing Mornings with Nano tomorrow because I'm flying to Miami tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know when is the documentary being released. It actually already released. Thank you for the reminder of it. Let me actually let you guys know about this documentary really fast. So guys, as you guys know, I'm a part of a documentary that just released. It is super fire. I just watched it yesterday. Let me get it for you guys really fast. Give me 1 sec. Here we go. So there's a documentary that I'm a part of. If you guys want to watch a fire ass documentary, right there in my thing in the comment section, there's a documentary that I did that I was a part of. It's not mine. One of my brothers, his name is Freddie. He was actually on Mornings with Nano. He did this fire ass testimonial of how, growing up, his mom, would take him and his brothers to, McDonald's. And he tells the story about how his mom, took him and his brothers to McDonald's. And, at the time, she only had $1 to her name, bro. It was so crazy. The story makes me cry every time I even think about it. And I'm going to bring him back so he can tell the story. But, he tells a story about how, his mom took him and his 5 brothers and sisters to McDonald's. And, she had $1 to her name, bro. And she went to pay for it. And she needed 5 cents because it was $1.05. And the woman was like, yo, it's $1.05. And she had to walk around McDonald's asking people for a nickel, right? And then she was able to get it embarrassingly in front of all her sons and daughters. And then she was able to get the sandwich. And then when she went outside, she split the cheeseburger in 5 pieces and gave one to each of her kids, but she didn't eat. So think about that. As a mother, she was making that sacrifice to feed her children 5 pieces. And, he says it in the story. He's like, yo, we realized like, yo, our mom, is giving us food, but she's not eating. And, that was the day that he decided, like, yo, enough is enough, like enough is enough. And, he tells that whole story about how what he went through as a kid and how it inspired him. And then, he went and ended up, playing at a Division 1 big time school. He made it to the NFL. He played for the Bears, and then, his career came to an end, and now he's a motivational speaker and so on and so forth. And I gave him a chance to share his story, once on Mornings with Nano, and his story has blown up. His story has truly blown up. And, now he's done a documentary on it. And, he asked me to be a part of it because, I'm an athlete with a similar story. And, he said, bro, you were the one that opened the door for me. And he said, bro, I would love to have you on that documentary with me. So the documentary released, it cost like $20, like $22. But yo, family, when I tell you guys that documentary is so powerful, believe me, like it is literally life changing. Like you will get a different level of inspiration from this documentary. And I truly believe that this documentary is going to end up on Netflix or one of those big time places. Like I literally shed a tear. It's like an hour and a half. It's super dope, guys. If you guys could show love to the documentary, just show love. $20 if you want to watch it. Super, super dope. For my people on Instagram, it's actually on my bio. The Trials to Triumphs documentary is on my bio, fam. So you can get it there. I dropped it in the chat box here for you guys. I would appreciate the love. I'm doing it more to support my brother. He's a phenomenal person, and I'm gonna have him on Mornings with Nano as well, so you guys can get to know him because he's amazing. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Queen Vima, yo, hit me up. Maybe we could get it on Netflix if you know somebody. So we could run that up. So I love you guys. Enjoy. I'll see you guys tomorrow.